Size City Series 2025, 2 down, 4 more to go. Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of the Spezial Ron. I'm your host Ronnie Parsons, as you all know. Now, as I mentioned at the end of episode 1, the next trainer off the chopping block was going to be another pair of Adidas Dublins. It was a yellow trainer with brown stripes that took heavy inspiration from Guinness. And as I promised, I was going to do a review video when the Dublins eventually dropped. And here it is. Today, I'm going to be talking, reviewing and discussing my thoughts on the second trainer of the 2025 Size City Series, the Adidas Dublin, and what a beauty it is. I don't even know where to start with this trainer. As I say in every single video, I'm in love with it and it's an absolute beauty in my opinion. In contrast to the Adidas Shanghai, I called this a Marmite trainer. It was very 80-20, some loved it, a lot more hated it. In the case of the Adidas Dublin, it was more 60-40, a lot more loved it this time round, and a lot of people were excited to see a brand new colourway in the Adidas Dublin lineup. I will just quickly mention the colourway, that this is a brand new colourway in the whole Adidas Dublin lineup that has been going for 50 plus years. In 1976, the first Adidas Dublin was released, a lot like the other Adidas trainers that have become iconic to this day. It was released as a lightweight training shoe, and it became iconic with a certain colourway of the blue upper with the orange stripes. And the many reissues over the years have kept this theme. But there has been some special editions and special colourways that they've done over the years. In 2017, they released a Dublin Taiwan, which was blue, but with a black stripe. And I believe that was inspired, or it took inspiration by, I think, a pair of Dublin that were released in Taiwan at some point in the 70s, and it was that same colourway. I'm not too clued up on it. Don't question me. Flash forward to 2018, where they released a special trainer to coincide with St Patrick's Day. It was a lovely green trainer with cream stripes, which has become another rarity, and again, cost ridiculous on resale. I think they're going for about 400, 500 quid, and it is a trainer I'd love to get my hands on one day. Then flash forward to last year, 2024, another Dublin was released. This time they went for a brown colourway, so it was brown with a sort of darker brown leather stripe. I wasn't a fan, but many people were. And then flash forward to 2025, where we've got this brand new colourway, brand new outing in the Dublin lineup, a yellow leather trainer. And that's not from the Tongue Twister, it's from the Adidas Dublin. It's this custard, sort of lemon colour with dark brown stripes, heavily inspired by Guinness. So let's break down the trainer. As I've already said multiple times, it's that lemon custard colour with dark brown stripes, a dark brown back tab at the back, with a dark gum sole on the bottom. Those are the main two colours, but there is another splash of colour in there with the red anniversary tab on the inside of the shoe. And you'll have to forgive me, I've not done my homework. I'm not too sure where the red comes in with the whole Guinness inspiration, whether it's another colour they've just splashed in there. It does come with that second pair of red laces, so I'm imagining there's some sort of significance behind it, and it's not just a random colour they've thrown in there. And they also could have gone down the route of having a red back tab, similar to the Shanghai. It's purple with orange stripes with that baby blue back tab that complements the baby blue insole. On this one, it is a yellow, to match the yellow of obviously the shoe, but I'm unsure of the red significance. I don't have a clue. Feel free to drop it in the comments because I'm in the dark on that one. Once again, as I said in the Shanghai video, it's the little details that make it up, the little gold details, I should say, with the Dublin text, which has been pressed in due to the fact, I imagine, it's a leather trainer. They couldn't have just stuck them on the side because they'd probably fall off within a wear or two. The one in 2025 on the back, which is going to come standard with the other 6 trainers. And then the gold label on the waffle tongue, as I call it. Some call it dimple, I call it a waffle. Not sure why, that's just always what I've called it. And then for lace options, it does come with the stock standard yellow custardy colour laces to match the rest of the shoe. But it does come with 2 other options, a brown pair to complement the stripes, and then a red pair, which I've seen a lot of people do prefer the red pair. I even showed my mum, and my mum knows absolutely nothing about trainers or the Adidas world, and she even said, oh, I'd put the red laces in. It's not for me, as you all know. I'm not one for lace changing. I know Danny from the Sneaker Annex changed the laces and put the red in, and he's a fan of the red laces. But for me, it just doesn't get as simple and it doesn't have the same effect to me as the stock same colour laces as the rest of the shoe itself. I tried these on the moment that I got them. I did notice they were a bit tight. I'm a 9. Every other trainer I've got is a 9, but they were a bit tight. I think that's due to the fact that they are a leather trainer, and then within 1 or 2 wears they will stretch out and give, but they're a little bit tight compared to how the Shanghai fit. The Shanghai fit me like a glove and were perfect. Dublin's just felt a little bit on the tight side. To compare the 2 trainers, the 2 outings already of the size City Series, which one is my favourite? Believe it or not, it would have to be the Shanghai, I think. Purely because, as I said in the first episode, purple is my favourite colour. Although it's a lot more difficult to style than the Dublin will. The Dublin can give it a lot more. Instantly, what comes to my head is the Orion Sergio Tacchini track top that Bex wore, and it was a famous Tacchini track top. It would go with that. It will go with a lot more than the Shanghai would. It's a lot more easy to style, the Dublin are. But for me, I think it's the fact of comparing suede with leather. I think within 5 wears, which trainer is going to be showing more signs of wear? The Shanghai is probably going to have a couple of creases in it, and it won't show that sign of wear, whereas the Dublins obviously will. It will start to crease around the toe. I've got quite a wide foot. I'm quite a heavy-footed lad, so I feel like they'll crease a lot more than they will in the Shanghai, and it will show a lot more purely because it is that leather. One thing I would like to bring up is, and this is more directed at people that are non-Adidas people, mainly my mom, this goes out to, that when I'll buy a pair of trainers, they'll go, haven't you already got a pair of them? They're exactly the same as this trainer. What's the difference between this trainer? These trainers, silhouette-wise, are exactly the same. Same stripes, same exact sole, same laces, same eyelets, same everything. But they are 2 completely different trainers, and this is my argument when people say that all the Adidas trainers look the same. They couldn't be more polar opposite, bar the fact of they're one of one identical in terms of silhouette and sole, but materials and colour and backstory and meaning to people, they're nowhere near. They're completely polar opposites, completely 2 different trainers. Also, this is 2 out of 3 of this silhouette from the City Series, and the next trainer, as you all know by now, is going to be the Liverpool. They announced it the other day. If you do follow me on Instagram, I did get my detective hat on, Sherlock Parsons, I will say, and I noticed that it said next Liverpool, which is obviously Liverpool, on the barrel for the Dublin marketing video. It'll be interesting to see what colourway they go with for the eventual Liverpools. At the time of recording this, there's been no pictures put on or no, sort of hint of a colourway, so it'll be interesting to see that when it eventually comes out. But then after the Liverpools come out, they'll then move on to the handball Spezial silhouette, and fingers crossed, word on the grapevine is that we are getting an Adidas Birmingham, and I'll have probably about 4 videos just dissecting the Adidas Birmingham, because I'm still yet to get my hands on the 2010 Adidas Birmingham. But if somebody would like to donate a pair to me, if they've got a pair new with tags, size 9, drop in the comments, I'll gracefully take them off your hands for the right price. I don't have £1,000 just yet, but when the day comes, I'll get them in hand. That'll be my life. I think I'll give up collecting. I'll hang up my boots, I'll throw in the towel. As soon as I get the Adidas Birmingham, that'll be me done, set for life. So my final thoughts on the Adidas Dublin. I don't own a pair of Dublin trainers. So this is my first pair of Dublins that I've got. And I think it's a good way to start, personally, for me. I think it's an interesting outlook into the Adidas Dublin. Obviously, I know all about the Adidas Dublins regarding a few details. But I think it's quite a good place to start, in my opinion. I think I could have started off basic and gone boring with the classic, iconic blue and orange Dublins. I would get another pair of Dublins, I would. As I said, the St Patrick's Day ones, I would like to get my hands on them one day, again, when the money will allow me. Working a part-time job and being a uni student, getting these trainers is always a task, but I always try my best. But once again, as the second pair of the size City Series that I've ever had, I'm quite happy, I'm quite pleased. Obviously, I'm only 19 years of age. I've not been collecting for 50 years. There's a lot of people that watch these videos that have been collecting and then they've given up collecting and then started again. And I never deem myself as an Adidas collector. I deem myself an Adidas wearer. And I don't even know how many pairs I've got in my collection at this point. I'd like to say it's reaching the 60 to 70 mark. But, you know, I always buy what I like, buy what I can get. It's just lucky for me and for this series, funnily enough, that I've liked both of these outings. Whether that'll be a different story with the Liverpool, you know, depending on if they're a horrific colourway, I won't be touching them. I'm not going to spend the money getting the trainers if I don't like them. So I do buy what I like, and I wear every single trainer that I own. So that completes part 2, or episode 2, of me discussing and reviewing each of the 2025 Size City series. Episode 3 will eventually come out when the Liverpools do come out. Fingers crossed, a bit more close to the time of release. Been a bit busy, so trying to get this video out and stuff, it's been a nightmare, but I'll try my best, as I always say. Once again, I've been the Spezial Ron. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at some point in the near future.